Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Spiritual Science. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming back. If you are a returning subscriber, and if today is your first time, wow, you're so special. Thank you so much for coming, and I believe and hope that after watching this episode, you will go back to likes, subscribe, and share to others as the word blesses you. Happy new month! Yeah, it's the month of May, and we're grateful to God. My name is Okoyemi, and yes, today um we've been on the journey of seeking God, and we started raising it on what are the barriers to us seeking God. But last week we talked about the responsibility that have been laid to each and every one of us, to every man and woman that have known God and have a part in the kingdom, that God has given us a responsibility to pour out those things that we know to others that are around us in your place of work, your academic environment, your neighborhood, your friends, family, and everyone. That this is not just the responsibility of the church or the family, but to everyone who have known God. God has given us the ministry of reconciliation to also take part in helping our community to grow up in righteousness. Yes, today, back to the deal of the matter, which is a barrier between us and seeking God. And the first thing we'll be talking about today is secret sin. The word of God says that the hand of the Lord is not too shortened to save us, nor his ears too heavy to heal us. But iniquity has been the barrier between you and your God. It also says that if you regard iniquity in your hearts, the Lord will not hear you. He has promised us that as many that seek him, they will find him. But if they seek him with the whole of their heart. But there could be things that are in our hands, in our hearts, secretly, that we are committing that won't allow God have a place in us. There are things that are a barrier between you and God. The things that God does not delight in. The lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life. Certain things that you do in the secret that drags you by the cloak and drag you away from the presence of God. You know, King David in the Bible was just taking an idle stroll one day, and then his eyes caught something that he could not resist from. The lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh. And that it took it to another level. And from there, you know, he couldn't deal with the thoughts in his mind, as scriptures has encouraged us to deal with it at the stage of the thoughts before he burst into sin. But he allowed the lust of his eye to develop to the lust of the flesh, such that he wanted to satisfy the flesh. And then he went ahead to commit the sin. But what happens afterwards? We saw that he made an attempt to cover up the sin that he had committed. How would it be hard that, oh, the king did this and that? And that took him to another level of committing another greater atrocity, of killing the husband of the woman that he committed adultery with. Could this be your situation that, or the place where you're finding yourself right now, and the devil has been dealing with you in such a way that you have been dealing with some secret sins, doing some things in the secret that nobody knows about, and that has been a major barrier between you and your God? It becomes so difficult to bring it to the open, because that is the ultimate aim of the devil, to keep you in that den, to keep you in that darkness, and for you not to be able to come out, to be exposed to the light so that Jesus can help you. Could it be the pride of life? And wanting to run for maybe one shame or the other. It would prevent you from desisting from the wicked act that you're doing this. Or things that you feel like, oh, it's just me and nobody knows about it. But don't forget that the greatest person that matters knows about it. And that is what is important. So if you are there, this message is for you, to tell you that Jesus is ready to take you off and break you away from every of such secret sins. What are those things that you are doing in the secret that you are not proud of? That nobody knows about? And this has prevented you from encountering true freedom. But there is a grace of God that has appeared to all men, that teaches us to say no to all ungodliness and worldly passion. That grace of God is calling out unto you, is reaching out unto you to say no, to break free and to come to the light, to give up whatever you're doing in the secret and know that God is watching you. God is watching you. And if there are things that you need to confess about that have been a barrier between you and God, it is high time that you make the move to change and expose them to God. And I pray that as you plan to do that, the Lord Himself will grant you the grace and He will break you free from every of the snare of the devil. Because His ultimate goal is to drag as many persons that have found themselves in this situation to the state of eternal doom. And they will no longer be rescued. But the plan of Jesus is to bring you abundant life as you journey in knowing God. The next episode again, do well to stay alive, keep believing, keep growing. Shalom.